the Taliban have institutionalized gender-based crimes and systematically oppressed women, girls, and LGBTIQ people in Afghanistan. The Taliban denies LGBTI women and girls their rights to freedom of expression. Truly, violence enforce restrictions on appearance and speech while also depriving their rights to movement, education, and work. Under so-called morality laws, women must fully cover their bodies and remain silent in public. For LGBTI individuals, any non-conformity in dress or appearance risks public flogging, arbitrary detention, torture, and even execution. LGBTQ women and transgender men have been subjected to forced marriage to men and face compounding barriers to fleeing gender violence because of mahram requirements. The Taliban have subjected transgender women to torture, including sexual violence. These form a pattern of rights violations and violence amounting to crime against humanity of gender persecution. We urge the committee to explicitly condemns the Taliban's gender persecution of LGBTQ women as egregious violations of CEDAW Articles 1, 2, 5, 12, and 15. Recognize that the intersection of gender with sexual orientation, gender identity, and gender expression places LGBTQ women at extreme risk. 2. Call for immediate repeal of all decrees restricting freedom of expression, appearance, education, and employment, including the mandatory hijab and mahram requirements. 3. Demand the unconditional release of LGBTI individuals detained for their identity and the cessation of arbitrary punishment based on dress or gender expression. 4. Call on the Taliban to revoke so-called vice and virtue regulation that mandate the covering of women's faces and the silencing of their voices, and that prohibit same-sex relationships and in practice criminalize all LGBTQI+ persons. 5. Support the codification of gender apartheid as a crime under international law, using inclusive definition that recognize all victims of gender-based oppression, including LGBTI women and girls. Thank you.
Very much.